I would definitely have to go back and check the analytics, but I think some of the best videos on my channel are going to be my cost of living videos. You're going to want to title your videos the appropriate thing, cost of living in Germantown. Obviously, wherever your city is, but I'm just giving Germantown as an example. Like in every video, you always want to try to hook people in that first 3 to 5 seconds. So saying something, doing something, showing something on the screen that's going to get people to stop and say like, what is going on there? Or, ooh, I'm intrigued and I'm interested and I want to hear that. That needs to happen in that first 3 to 5 seconds. Then the next thing that I like to get into when it comes to the cost of living video is I utilize niche.com and I pull information off of that. I look at the rankings because people love rankings. They want to know that whatever city, town that they're in, they are ranked somewhere by someone. How much weight does all this ranking stuff hold? I don't know. I think that putting those ranks in there from niche.com, cost of living videos, yeah, use the niche.com stuff. That's what I do. I'm sure there's other data sources out there, but that's the one that I pick. Next, I get into transportation. So transportation becomes, twofold. Like, is it car dependent? Do you need a car in the area? Are there things in walking distance? And then from there, I get into public transit. Is there buses and metros or subways or trains or whatever? Is any of that stuff in that area as well? As you see here in the script deal that I have here on the side, I put like my own little notes of where I'm getting information from. So it says Wiki and Google. So I jump on Wikipedia and Google and like I said, niche.com. Like I use a bunch of different data sources to pull some more information from areas because yes, I know things about the areas that I'm talking about, but there's no such thing as too much information. So going to some of these other sources, pull a little bit more data. It's giving more to my consumers, more to the people that I'm looking to reach. And hopefully I'm giving them the information that they need to make well-informed decisions. So after I talk about transportation, we get into the work environment. So we're going to talk about median household incomes and national numbers and things like that, just to kind of compare and contrast. People love a good pros and cons video, and this is just giving them a little bit of pros and cons when it comes to, the finance piece and finding jobs. This kind of whets the appetite for a lot of people as well. Even though it's a cost of living video, you're still giving them some of those pros and cons. Pros and cons video coming in the future, so stay tuned for that. Then I talk about places to work. Typically, these are the larger employers. Sometimes you have large corporations there or a community college or a college there or hospitals and things like that. These places that employ a lot of people, a lot of those people are looking at these videos because they're like, hey, what work is in that area as well? Next, I get into shopping. So we're going to talk about shopping really in two different veins because I like to break it down to grocery shopping. So I talk about what grocery stores are in that area, and then retail shopping. So whenever you want to go buy clothes, shoes, whatever the case may be, I try to give a little insight on where some of those places are. So I will talk about different grocery stores that are in that city. I will talk about if there's a mall there, or if there's no mall, I will talk about big box stores or strip malls that have a lot of things that really bring people there. I talk about those things in this section of the video. Now, as we get towards the back end of the video, this is where I get into the real estate and taxes and all that good stuff. So this becomes more of the housing portion of the video because yes, these are real estate videos, so it's great that we're talking about all the area and the town, location, access, and all that good stuff. But we're in real estate. We are real estate professionals, so let's talk about some real estate. We're going to figure out a way to throw real estate into any conversation, any chance we get, right? So here's your chance. In this section, you can give market stat updates. Typically, I run through some things like median home value, national median home value. So once again, we're getting that pros and cons in there, right? We're talking about the same number just from two different spectrums. Talk about rent in that area, in that city versus national rent numbers, rent versus own percentage as well, like how many people own homes versus how many people rent there. This is all information that I feel it's stuff that people should know about an area if they're thinking about moving there. The other thing I like to talk about is property taxes, because if you're going to buy a house in an area, then you would probably want to know what your tax percentage is going to be. For property tax info, I like to use smartasset.com. So getting on there, it allows you to pull up the county tax rates And so it gives you an average, because obviously, depending on where you live, your taxes might vary. So if you're more rural, your taxes might be a little bit lower. If you're right in the thick of things, more resources there. There's more access to, fire department, police department. There's more resources towards that. Then you might have higher tax rate. So I always tell people to make sure that you check out what the property tax assessment is before you decide to buy a property, because even though in this section of the video we are talking about property taxes, these are just county averages and local averages. They are not specific to that individual property. And then after that, we just wrap it all up. Once again, calls to action. I am big on calls to action of watch more videos, or I got a freebie for you, so click down below and download that thing. I genuinely believe that people don't want to be, they don't want the commercial. They don't want to be sold, so I'm not selling them anything. I'm telling them to continue to watch the channel, watch more videos. And if you would like this freebie that I'm giving away, click on the link down below. But I'm not telling them, you got to use me, call me. If you got real estate needs, I'm your guy. That all sounds very slimy and salesy to me. That's just me. But now that we've got the cost of living videos down, the next one is going to be the neighborhood videos. We're just going to keep niching down, getting tighter and tighter to make sure that we hit our ideal client avatar.